Might as well start rolling. Hi, it's Danny Mac's Awful Podcast. I've got Dino Archie in the house.
Mine as well. Face it. You're addicted to love.
Wow, he's got a tagline. He's got a catchphrase he's coming in with. Natalie, yours better be good. And I've also got Natalie Reina.
I need a catchphrase now?
Preferably one from a song lyric would be great.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Our gossip girl.
Gossip girl.
This podcast is bananas. Bananas.
Wow.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Nice.
Shows off your spelling.
You know what's embarrassing? I was going to do Fergalicious, but then I realized I'd have to spell it, and I was scared. I was like, to the F, to the...
I can't spell Fergalicious
She does
on the
it in the
spot.
song. To
Yeah.
F, to the E, to the
Well,
L-I-C-I.
I think that's Will
Yeah.
I Am doing it in the song. I don't even know if Fergie can spell Fergalicious.
valid
I
point.
said you already, so I would have been out of that spelling.
Right. When the second letter
the
is
second
wrong.
letter. You go fur, I go fur.
Take your seat.
I say the E with one of them two dots above it.
Yeah.
Like I want a U with two dots above it.
What are those called?
What is that?
No, that's wrong.
The like Yogan-frus.
I know a hashtag is called an octothorpe, like the number sign.
Octothorpe.
That's the original name for that, though. Octothorpe. What do you think about that, Natalie? Did you miss being on the pod?
Yeah, no kidding. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's good. Natalie's been traveling the world. How many countries did you just go to?
Just two. We did Ireland and then France, but we like bounced around both countries.
Who's we?
My fiance and my parents. Nice. So we went as a unit.
Lovely.
Yeah,
So
it's
how do
very
you
cute.
you guys travel well together?
That was our second big trip with them. We did Portugal with them last year. It's good.
Did you you had an argument? Have you had a travel
for
argument?
sure. Oh yeah, totally. There's at least
Then you know
one
it's real.
major blow up per trip. There was a point where my mom wasn't coming to the wedding.
Oh,
It was a brief moment.
Let's get into it.
That's what I like.
We're cooking already.
I
2
saw it in
minutes
your
into the
eyes.
pod, and we've found our gold.
Yeah, she just got very dramatic. And that wasn't even me. It wasn't like me being like, you're not coming. It was her being like, well, I'm not going to come to the wedding. And I was like, okay, see ya.
How long did it take to resolve that?
Oh, no, actually, my fiance was like, I can't sit in this room with you guys. If
Yes.
you're like this, you need to take a minute. And anything that was said in the last 15 minutes is gone. And I was like, fair enough.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got a good guy.
I love
yeah.
a
He's
mediator.
very,
Yeah,
he's so
done
funny.
with the
He works for like a big tech company and he won an award for like being the best communicator. And it's like, they have like 1,400 employees or something. And it came on a plaque. And I'm like, so now anytime I am ever like, you're not communicating, he can be like, I'm a champion communicator.
Yeah, I'm him. Yeah, I'm him. He goes, it's not me.
Yeah.
It's
matter of
He goes,
fact.
not me that you're not getting this. But I'm saying it. He goes,
I have accolades.
I don't really have a problem saying it. So maybe you got a problem hearing it.
I like that because
I like
his
this
form
guy.
of communication is just like, I'm going to leave the room because I don't
Yeah.
like the vibe here. And then other people get embarrassed and they're like, perhaps we have created a gross vibe. And we
Yeah,
should
literally.
atone.
He commands shame.
Yeah.
I like this guy. That you're
Oh, it's
dating.
great. And we
bring him in here so he can clean up our acts.
Yeah, that's right.
Make us sit up straight. He go, man, sit up straight.
Yeah. Or I will be leaving
Yeah.
the room.
No, don't leave.
Literally, yeah.
Don't leave. Man.
Yeah. No. We like you. We'll be nice. I'm going to go to the wedding.
I go, I can change. Jake, what is his name?
I'm
Jake.
just inventing Jake. I could change Jake. It's so funny because for the top 5 we're doing later, I texted Summer and I'm like, you got any top 5 suggestions for asshole guy names? And like before I even sent the text, she's like, Jake.
Hey, she's in my you're in my head, man.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone knows Jake is an asshole name for sure.
But it's Mark with a
Across
C.
the board.
Right?
Mark with a K.
Oh, it's Mark with a K. That's my default Mark spelling, actually.
Yeah, he's. I remember seeing a meme that was like, "There are no baby Marks; they're all born accountants." And Mark is a CPA, so I'm like, that tracks.
My mom gets that a lot. Her name's Linda, and Linda was the first.
You're-
Like, has there ever been a baby named Linda?
Oh, Linda's fly. Linda back in the 90s, Linda's
Linda's
always wore red lipstick.
Yeah.
And they were kind of a little bit for the streets.
Yeah,
They could be.
Yeah, they dated dangerous men.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They rode on the back of a few motorcycles.
yeah.
we
That's
gotta bring
right.
Linda back.
Your dude sounds like he could be AI.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He seems AI. -ish.
He's a problem solver, and like I hear him talk in his like work voice, and sometimes it's baffling to me. I'm like, how are you doing this? How do you sound so smart? In meetings, I'm like, bleh, 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 and he just like, it comes so naturally. But the other,
I've told you to stop saying blah 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 to your clients over and over again. You don't listen
There's
to me.
no respect.
my favorite thing about the fight was that Mark had the forethought. Basically, what happened was we missed our train to Paris by like 2 minutes. So then we were delayed for like 6 hours, and we were sitting in a bakery with all of our like, I kid you not, 9 suitcases between the 4 of us, like stewing in anger, and it was raining.
Whose fault was it that you
My
missed
mom's. That's why I was annoyed with her. Or at least like it was everyone's fault, but she was like lollygagging and just like not helping and just, and she was like, oh, I didn't know the train left at this time. And I was like, do you not know how to tell time? Like I said, 10 a.m. Like, I don't know how this is baffling to you.
I'm not coming to the wedding. Fuck you.
She got mad because I was annoyed. But Mark's instinct, he looked online and he found a hotel around the corner that you could pay to store your luggage there. So like instantly he's like, okay, and I found a place for us to store luggage. I've just paid for it online. We're dropping this off because I'm not doing this with luggage.
You're dating ChatGPT.
Really, I was like the instinct of like, I'm not being in a stressful environment with luggage. I was like, that is so accurate.
Yeah.
It does somehow make it a million times worse when you're sitting amongst luggage.
Yeah, you're already carrying an emotional load. You don't need.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, any transportation of luggage is humiliating.
Yeah, fuck that.
That's why you had to hire people back in the day. They hired people to bring their shit with them. Like they had a whole.
This is
group of
before
people.
Suitcase wheels, folks. Yeah, this is you get guys in bow ties helping you out of a horse-drawn carriage.
Industry. Luggage. They go on the trip with you and on a boat. They would just go.
That's right. That's right.
They're like, well, I'll be back in 6 months. I got to help this guy take a piece of luggage.
Yeah, this is Amazon now, but back then we had.
Yeah.
This is a whole industry in the Wild West. I think we're describing.
Yes.
Hey, I started watching that the Vietnam War doc. I was like scrolling Netflix, and I'm like, oh, this is
That's not the Apple one. The Apple one's better.
Well then, I've been wasting my fucking time. Then.
Exit out of that.
Okay, I'm gonna forget everything
Bring
I've
the
learned
boys
from
home,
this.
man.
Yeah.
Bring the boys home.
Wrap
Get
this
out of
one up.
there.
Okay, I'll ask you this,
and
though.
transfer to my war.
Is there in your documentary a substantial amount of time given to the fact that the Americans said that the Vietnamese attacked them in the ocean, but then when they asked all the soldiers and people out there in the Navy, they were like, we actually didn't see any war boats or torpedoes coming towards us.
Was that the most of this doc?
That's like a good chunk of the doc I watched, and I'm like, oh, is this like a mistake war? I mean, it was a mistake war, but like,
no, that's the one I watched. We talked about it. It was more the video footage there, like Saving Private Ryan. It was like you're there, and then it was the testimony. You'd see footage of the guy at 18, and then the guy now.
Right. Okay.
So and then when they reconnect with their.
That sounds way better than what I was
that's
watching.
what I'm saying. Yours is.
Dude, the one I was watching, I knew I was in trouble.
There was a boat. I didn't see a boat.
Yeah.
Did it got bombed? No,
It's just hearsay. I'm like, this can't be the engaging. I hate in the documentary when they're like, right before the thing you want to learn about happens, they're like, but to understand how we got here, we have to go back. I'm like, I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
This is already me going back. I don't want to go before the 60s.
You don't want to go
I don't want to know what Ho Chi Minh's parents were like. I just want, jeez. I wanted you two to get together because you're both my favorite pop culturistas, but I've been seeing you post a lot online, and I've been intentionally not watching the videos because I do not know any updates with the Diddy case, and I was hoping that you could educate me as to what's been going on with Diddy. There's been some wild headlines that I'm just saying I would rather hear Dino's version of what is going on.
Do you want to start with Diddy, or did you have that's a heavy one to go? We can. I
was just curious what your favorite current celebrity weirdness drama situations in the headlines were lately.
Well,
Natalie and I were sort of talking about this at lunch the other day, but I also just don't know what's going on with Diddy. Few do. Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess out of duty, there's so many people covering it in my algorithm. So I'm like, I got Diddy fatigue.
I'm gonna need Diet Coke for this.
I know nothing about it. Like I have been so out of that world.
Really? I don't want to be
I don't really know what's going on.
If you know nothing about it, and I got to be the one to introduce. It's such
I know the gist of what's happened.
Yeah.
But I don't know the updates since the original.
Dino's like, do I have to be the one to? He's like the cop that has to go to your door to tell you that your husband died in a car crash.
I mean, I'm not going to be sitting here like, Diddy did what? Like, I know we did some not such good stuff.
The details of the freak offs.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Really, I just wanted an update on what I'm guessing is something to do with semen.
It's too gross to repeat, is what I'm trying to say. Is
Really?
But it's too gross to repeat. In good
even
faith.
on this podcast, it's too gross. That's how you know it's fucking sick, man.
Where is Diddy now?
He's in
jail, but like, is he on trial? Is he sentenced?
So this was the first week that whoever hears this is we're on the beginning of the second week. The first 5 days was testimony from Cassie, his former lover that he abused. There was a video of him giving her wheel kicks. Mike Tyson blows in a hotel.
Whoa.
That's a domestic violence issue in L.A. that the statutes of limitation ran out, but he was arrested under the RICO Act. And the RICO Act is a wide umbrella of crimes that they used it to take down the mafia. So they used...
It means if you indict someone, you can indict everyone under their umbrella.
Yeah,
kind of
like
thing.
a gang.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Which I learned from The Dark Knight when Harvey Dent says it about.
Yeah, Harvey Dent said it. Yeah,
Falcone.
Falcone Rico. Yeah. Diddy's the Falcone. Diddy's like a villain in Gotham City. That's it.
In so many ways.
Wow.
But it's all predicated around drugs and marathon freak offs with male prostitutes and fly. And you can't fly or you can't transport a male prostitute past across state lines. That was
right.
That's a law they made up 100 years ago because of Jack Johnson, who was the first black
banana pancakes.
No, the different Jack Johnson.
Oh,
Yeah, the folk singer.
I don't know. I don't want to put that on.
sweet voice.
I don't want to put that he was transporting prostitutes across.
In a shocking turn of events.
Which really doesn't sound like a big
This
deal.
Diddy update has gone upside down.
Diddy update. It touches it's bigger than the.
Jack Johnson's not safe. Yeah.
Man, everyone catches strays in this. It's a lot of baby oils involved.
Oh, gross.
A lot of details and drugs and intimidation, coercion, of people being paid off. So it's just odd that all of this would happen and it's happening for Diddy. Like you're like, I didn't know he was, was that gangster with it, and also is that illegal? Those are the two camps.
Right.
Is whoa, and then the other camp going, oh, freak off, weird, crazy. Is it illegal? And it's like once you read the details, you're like, it should be. It should be now.
Yeah.
If it's this crazy, it's like that's
I
sometimes
saw you do stand up and you had a great bit and you're like, is it illegal? No. But that's because no one would ever think to do this fucking shit. Like this is so
Putting it in
weird.
writing feels weird.
Yeah.
some laws, something has to happen.
Dino's broke
Yeah.
several
You need to
laws
stop
describing
doing
it.
this.
Yeah.
You gotta stop doing this shit. You don't just make up a law no one's done.
Yeah,
and go,
right.
that's illegal. You're like,
Yeah.
no one's does that.
Yeah.
But I guess my question is then, what celebrities so far are like most involved? Like, is there anyone else who it's been like? Because I remember there was a while that
With
people
the
were
Diddy
suspecting.
case.
Yeah, people were suspecting like Ashton Kutcher was somehow involved. Like, have any celebrities been like proven that they were somehow involved in Diddy's fiasco?
Not yet. So week one was all the freak offs and the relationship.
A lot of speculation.
A lot of almost you groomed the prosecutor say you groomed this lady to be your sex slave.
Right.
And you hired male prostitutes and you drugged these people up.
And the worst part of that was that they came across state lines, which is the
It's
most
like,
tragic.
New
part.
Jersey,
You
it's not a
can't
problem.
do that.
But if you go to Delaware, like, come on, what do we do? So it's all it's funny, but the video's messed up, and it's kind of messed up either way to treat people like that and all of that kind of stuff. So the prosecution has to prove that he was creating some kind of enterprise
That's
across
a tough
state
job
lines
for prosecution. Like it's a lot of, you have to assume what Diddy was thinking. You have to prove that he was thinking. Yeah,
you got to, because it seems like a bunch of petty crimes to crimes.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's so many. it became like, okay, you know,
he's also clearly done illegal, like highly illegal shit within, you know, because I think he's trying to frame it like, I'm a big horny weirdo. That's allowed, right? But then there's like actual, like, whoa.
Yeah, but but if you pull that string, it's like the music industry was created by the mafia, and it was payola, where you're paying radio stations, and you know you're you know what I mean, and then you're drugging people, your artists, you're providing them with drugs. You're keeping the monkey going, like Elvis. You know what I mean? It's like it's almost a crime, but the person volunteered or they got into it.
Well, it sounds very akin to like human trafficking. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
Which I think is the actual crime he's being.
That's a crime.
Yeah, but it's really hard to convict. I did a project on this in my master's about like the difficulty charging people with human trafficking, because what does it fall under? It's not quite kidnapping because they're not being taken against their will necessarily. And there's like a ton of emotional coercion. Like, I know where you live, I'll kill your parents, like threats, but like usually not in writing. Or things like, you know, like a case that came up in Vancouver was something like they bought them a dog, like the partner will groom them as a partner, and then they kill the dog and they say like, well, I could kill your family as well. So these people aren't.
That's pretty.
It's pretty awful.
That was pretty fucked up.
But it's not like, we've had some, like BC actually has like a shocking number of human
What a waste of a dog.
cases.
And what a long play. Like, you gotta, if you're willing to do that,
it's like we have a dog sitter.
If you do that, you slice the dog, so you go, yeah, I'll do this. You go, well, or what? What do you mean? I'm out. Like, this is it.
But it's a long game. These people will groom girls for years into becoming human trafficking victims. And that's what's crazy about the crime is it's like when they get caught, they've been doing it for like 10 to 15 years. And it's very intense
it must
emotional
just
manipulation.
Look like a relationship.
Exactly.
Like how they can frame it that way.
They'll frame themselves as boyfriends and then slowly ask them to do wilder and wilder things.
Well, that's exactly that. In this case, with sparing all the details, it was they will read the text out loud, and it was sometimes she's like, "Hey, I don't want to do these freak offs," and other times she's like, "Ooh, I can't wait."
Right.
Blah blah. But when you mix in her getting beat upside the head, you have, even if a woman does want to do freak offs 10 times on the 11th, if she goes like, "No, I don't want to do this," you go, "Well, hey, you're doing it."
Yeah.
Then that's grape, as they say online.
Was that his ex that he attacked in that hotel hallway?
Yeah.
I saw that footage. That was fucked up, man. I'd somehow never seen that before, and I was like, "Oh, Diddy should just be in prison like forever now."
Yeah.
Just like fully like attacked.
Right, but you got people, you got women going. Seeing Cassie go say text like, "Oh, hey, I can't wait to freak off with you," going, "Oh yeah, she you know, she's guilty too, or she's not the victim." They're saying she's not the victim. So I'm like, okay, you know, I'm generalizing here, but women been saying, not all women, but believe women. That's been the and then so okay, we have footage of a woman getting her ass beat. And then you ignore that and go, she said she wanted to freak out. Women saying that, so it's like,
well, what was the threat made for her to say that? You know?
I mean, what do we? So what are we doing? If you could see a video and still go, "Oh nah, man, she's not the victim," then all right, there's no. What else could you bring to the case if it's hearsay?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If some woman says, "Hey, someone took advantage of me," it's like, do you have any? Even if you have tape, we might not believe you.
Well, I remember even the Chris Brown Rihanna thing. A lot of people were like, "Oh, Rihanna injured herself." Like, you think Rihanna did that to herself? Like, now she's like a goddess, and like, you know, people still kind of didn't forget about it, but they moved on pretty quick.
Yeah. What a weird long game that would be.
They
too.
didn't move on with that. But Chris Brown has always had that stain over his career. He's just so good. He's so talented.
People kind of like.
That people just that he's almost an underground guy that sell out a stadium because he got in a domestic thing that when he was 19,
right,
in a car when she hit him too. Now he's been, even Rihanna forgave him.
Yeah,
at this point, so it's like he didn't do.
Was he 19 when that happened?
19. He didn't do.
In my head, he was a lot older.
Right. He didn't do freak off. I'm not defending that what he did, but he didn't do freak offs at 37, being the most, you know what I mean, powerful
billionaire
to a 19-year-old, and he had her in a 10 album deal. So you got the
Ew.
boss element.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
It's not a good
Diddy
look.
knew what he was fucking doing this whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the update, man, and so that's what it is, man. People are like, well, is it illegal? And it's like, I don't know. Is there an ethical way to freak off?
Right. I think at some point in your life, you're probably ashamed of things you did in a freak off. So you will come back and say, I did not like the freak off, whether you did or not. And so my advice to everyone out there considering freaking off this week is maybe just don't. Just put off the freak
Just
off.
sit it off for a little bit.
Keep it within state lines.
That's right.
important.
And if you have to freak off, do not bring male hookers over state lines for the love of God.
There's an ethical way to do it. Bring your own baby oil.
Yeah. Support local hookers.
Canada.
BYOBY. BYOBO.
BYOB oil.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
that's
everybody,
right.
and consent. That's the match. Remember Pee Wee's Playhouse? He'd be like, the word of the day is consent.
Mm-hmm.
Consent. Don't take something that's without permission.
Yeah.
Ask. That's like that seems to be the adults having a problem with that. Of going, okay, I'm into this.
A total pivot. But speaking of word of the day, I saw that Netflix has got Sesame Street. It's going to go there. And HBO had Sesame Street for like a decade. And everyone's like, well, this was supposed to be free on PBS for kids like learn their ABCs and shit. Now it's on like the most premium network ever. So Netflix gets it. And part of the Netflix deal is that it's also still going to be free on PBS. So they've sort of like released it. And I go to the comments section and the first thing is like, wow, you still got to pay for Sesame Street. And then the guy comments right under, he's like, actually, because of this, a private company stepped in to make sure that where the government failed because, too much money was on the line. Now we get Sesame Street again. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then like the second comment is like, classic greedy corporations keeping Sesame Street from us. And then another dude's like, that's not actually how it worked. And then that is the whole thread. It is someone complaining and someone correcting them, and no one read any of the above. And I'm the loser going from like reading the first comment that has 800 hearts to like the same conversation with one heart like an hour down the scroll. And I'm like,
that is my entire social media.
I've
I will
wasted
respond
my
to
life.
a question, and then everyone else will proceed to ask the same question.
Yeah.
Also,
And I have to go back and be like, it was this. Like, if you read above, it was this. And it's and it's the same where it's like 1,000 likes, like with an answer, and then 800 with an answer. And then it's just like, eventually, once they get lower, you just stop answering. Because it's like, at a certain point,
didn't. I was just like, I wonder when this exact, like, I feel like I'm stuck in like a Twilight Zone episode, or this is my Groundhog Day, and I'm like over and over again. That is only, and I'm like, does no one else read the other shit above?
No, people don't.
Well, you then you realize, those are all AI bots. Like nobody's even.
No one's
they
even
won.
And then
really
you look in the mirror, you're a robot.
Yeah.
Because you've been on there doing the same thing. and we're all-
Terminator 1, and
we're
my
all
one
just-
eye is red.
And you're like, surely they're joking. Like, surely at this point, they're like, this will be funny. You know what I mean?
Me and my girlfriend, there's this Instagram page called Plus Size Park Hoppers.
Oh, I know them well.
You know the park hoppers?
course.
I wonder if she, correct me if I'm wrong, but the plus size park hoppers are like 3 to 7 overweight women who review rides at amusement parks, and they let you know if you're overweight, if you can fit on the rides.
Yeah.
But eventually,
necessary service.
honestly,
Yeah, and like accessibility in the parks, like they're just overall like trying to report whether or not it's
Yes.
safe for someone who's
and in
plus
this
size.
day and age, with obesity being a huge problem, it actually is a service
Yeah,
because people
totally
are going and they
valid.
can't get on rides waiting 3 hours. And so I'm not like making fun of them, but the comment section I am
God.
obsessed with because, again, it's this microcosm. It's the same thing over and over again. But I think the plus size park hoppers are setting themselves up for drama in the comment section because they run out of
Engagement.
rides. Yeah, engagement, exactly. Because how many rides are there at Disneyland, right? After like 30 posts, you're going to run out of shit to say.
Yeah.
So they start all their videos with, have you always wanted to go on It's a Wonderful Life, but worried you wouldn't fit. Hi, we're the plus size park hoppers. We're going to tell you if you can, right? So that's their intro to all of them. But they run out of stuff, so they got to talk about other shit you can do at Disneyland, but they still have their tagline at the beginning. So now they're saying stuff like, hey, have you ever wanted to go eat at the restaurant in Disneyland, but worried you wouldn't fit? Hi, we're the plus size park hoppers. And the top comment is like,
what?
I have never worried I couldn't fit into a restaurant, right? Then, like, you think they'd learn from the first time doing it, but then they over and over again, that's the tagline that they open with every time.
Yeah.
And then the comment section explode with just the meanest and nicest people ever. It's like someone goes for the jugular and then the sweetest person's like, I think perhaps we shouldn't be talking this way or judging people. And again, I just read the same argument over and over again for hours. I mean, I need to make a documentary about it to justify how much time I've spent.
But like, power to these women. Now they're sponsored by like every amusement park in the States to go like try them out. So they just get paid to fly around and like
because I
check out
wondered
these
that too.
things.
I'm like, do these women have jobs? They're like
No, they're all
quintessential
social
Disney
media girls.
adults. Yeah, they're like 35-year-old women who like seem to just ride roller coasters for a living. I'm like, sick.
They
dude.
have figured it out. They are using their tools at their disposal brilliantly.
Yeah, the worst thing they could do is get healthy.
Yeah, it's true.
No, really, getting healthy is...
They would end their careers.
Oh, getting healthy is
people
like...
would turn on them too.
Like Honey Boo Boo's made a comeback too. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know the details of it, but Lana, I can't remember her last name. She's now like a college educated person, and she talks about
Is
like
that Honey Boo Boo?
Yeah.
Lana's her name.
I believe that's her name. Yeah, and she's
Honey
now
Boo Boo
like
was
talking
dope.
about but she talks about her experience in like the pageant world, and now she's like making a big social media resurgence. So I'm interested to see where that goes.
Is she bashing the pageant world and saying like?
I think so. Yeah,
How could you
and just
not,
her experience as like a young person who was like very much in the spotlight, and a big part of that was like obesity and like them making fun of them for being poor. Basically, it was like the premise of the show was watch these rednecks. Basically, like that was all it was.
We should like take bets on like what's the top comment. I bet the first will be like, "Wow, Ozempic has really changed you." Like someone who's like mad that she's not Honey Boo Boo anymore
exactly.
from when
Like,
they used to watch on TV. Like, how dare you evolve?
A lot of those TLC shows were just like, watch this person who's less fortunate than you struggle.
Yes.
It's horrible.
But people watch though. They want to
totally.
see someone feel lower than.
You need a train wreck. Yeah.
Yeah, people want. I don't know why people get off on that, but yeah, the big bone industry is it's a market.
Bone industry.
Well, it's a market that why should everyone? I'm not even saying it like I'm trying to be a good guy or something, but like I used to as a kid envy fat kids. Just I was skinny. I was like, that's cool. So you know what I mean? That
They had some personality. to it.
something. I had a fat.
They were just funnier.
Man, they were. They could do shit. They were like
stronger, funnier.
Yeah, they could. But he could dance. Fat guys could always dance good.
Yeah.
Like Heavy D. I had a buddy, Sean. We were in 4th grade. He was cool as hell. Fat. He played golf like John Daly, just
with a cigar and a handful of M&Ms.
Yeah, he smoked. He was cool.
He smoked too.
Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah, I was never like, I always say the word fat, like, because I was never like fat in the way that we present, but I was like a solid 65 pounds heavier than I was now, or than I am now. And like, so I definitely in high school. So like I was definitely like
you
a plus size kid.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah, I think it gave me my personality.
You wouldn't be funny at all if it were for those 65 pounds.
Yeah.
Don't know what I would have done. Yeah, you would have just, I don't know, married a very boring, very rich guy, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
It's too hard too if you already are born with a tendency just to be big or be bigger to like go healthy to try to change and to keep that up. Healthy is expensive.
Totally. I mean, that was the whole premise of like Super Size Me, right? I remember I can't remember the exact context, but when they're talking about like Jared the Subway guy, and one of the women says like, yeah, Subway, this was right around that campaign. Obviously now Jared the Subway guy turns out to be not such a good dude, but it was, she like met
really?
him.
What's going on? I'll just Google him and my laptop exploded.
She like met him in the documentary, and then she was like, it sounds great hypothetically, but like even healthy fast food is so much more expensive than cheap
you
fast
can't
food.
trust nothing, Jared.
Yeah, nothing Jared. That's true.
You really can't.
But like that's the other thing. And I remember she made the point of like, if I just worked an 8-hour shift as a mom, I pick my kids up late from school, they're behind behind me screaming. Like all they want to do is just go to a fast food restaurant. What am I going to do? Go home, like spend an hour meal prepping, make them food that they don't want to eat, and have no time to myself as a parent. Like that's just not reasonable kind of thing.
It's not, you have to start early. You have to be in a bunch of physical activity early.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. And if you don't do that,
Oh, it's like learning to play piano in your 40s. Like it's, like
totally.
you can do it, but it's going to be way tougher. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no food education like whatsoever. Like, and I look back at like what I ate and it's like, we didn't have like complete junk, but holy fuck. The stuff I was eating was just chemicals and sugar like half the time. It's
like
just
kimchi and that kind of stuff.
You know, like you'd come home from school and like the snacks that would be included in your lunch are just there at home. And you'd be like, I'll just have more of these granola bars. And the granola bars are just chocolate bars.
So
like, let's be
chewy
honest.
bars.
Yeah, like
So
chewy
good.
bars. They're like coated in honey with chocolate chips. And you're like, if only the oats weren't in them, these would really fucking slap. Yeah. And then there's just like pudding because that shit's everywhere. It's like accessible to you once you get home. And then it's Snack City. And I ate that
Totally.
shit forever.
yeah, I ate all that shit. You just gotta just be in all the activities.
Yeah, which I
100%.
sucked
Which
at
are
sports,
also
so I
expensive.
never was.
Like if I think about that now, like my mom had me in everything. Like I grew up in like quite literally every sport, every dance class, all my siblings, we were like that, like in everything. And I was an au pair in Australia. And I remember actually seeing like the breakdown of how much these kids' classes cost, like per use kind of thing. Like, the little girl's ballet class would have been the equivalent of like $40 a class. And I remember anytime she'd be like, I don't want to go today. Like, as a kid, you have no context of that kind of stuff. I'm like, you're going. I know you don't. But then you're like, why am I paying for this thing that they hate? And I can imagine if you were someone who was like strapped for cash, like that would be so frustrating and like so beyond like.
Well, at least you could drop your kid off at a gang at least, like join a gang, get outside.
Yeah, they likely don't have a haunt yet. They're going to be outdoors walking around.
Yeah.
Burn some cows by smashing windows of parked cars.
Yeah, go burn a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get
Back
the
in my
gasoline.
Day, back in my day, we used to.
We
always
had
making up shit. Back in my day,
Jimmy rigged a flamethrower. Yeah. This is why you can't go back to the States, right? This is why you'll never serve on jury duty. We have found it out. What, you got any favorite celeb scandals right now that is taking your attention, Natalie?
Oh gosh, stuff that's going on currently. That's a good question. A lot of it's like Instagram stuff, I would say. I watched the documentary about Piper. I think her name's Piper Rochelle. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild.
who's that? Put me up on that.
So it's about this like band of teenagers basically who were, I don't want to say groomed, but their mother figure for one of them basically sold these kids as like social media, like a gang on social media.
In the Utah.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
they're from Utah. But then it's not the devil in the house. It's not the one where she was like physically abusing them. This woman was just
A lot of parallels, though. But
a lot of parallels. She was like setting them up in fake relationships and making them film. The people would like leave the house and then she'd have them do slander campaigns online against these kids who were like quite literally 13 years old. But the mom was actually nuts.
Like
so
a
she was
witch,
doing,
old queen witch.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
a nasty old
Xerxes from
maleficent bitch.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she
But what's
sucks
crazy
ass,
about
this
it
lady.
and that I don't understand is like, so Piper, her daughter, is still very much active on social media.
Yeah.
And like the comments for like a week after the documentary came out were sort of like, are you okay? Do you need help? Now they are 100% back to like everyone has forgotten.
Yeah.
Like everyone's involved in like her relationship. She like smashed the guy's car recently. There's a video of her like throwing a baseball
Is it
bat
real
or
or is
something.
it for clicks, though?
It must be for clicks. There's no
Yeah.
way because there's footage of her vandalizing his vehicle. Like you've got
It's
to be
crazy
pretty
because all her
ridiculous.
friends, they like came up together, like doing these videos and like blowing up online. And one by one, her friends were like, I think we're in a cult because
Yeah.
the mom like sold them to some dude who owned a mansion, sold them, but whatever. And it's
trafficking.
he's gonna tell them how to like do their TikToks every day and stuff like that. And then one by one, the kids got out and they're like, we miss our friend Piper. And like, she's fully like, what's the pill where you don't know? Blue, red, whatever. She's dumb pilled at this point. She's TikTok pilled. And immediately me and Summer watched the doc and I go to her Instagram after. And first of all, it's like, hyper sexualized now, which is super gross because you're like, the doc, she's like 13 in most of it. You're like,
I mean, now
what
she's
the fuck?
17, maybe 18. Now she's legal.
Yeah, it's still jarring to see, but and then you the comments were like, because the doc just came out and they were like, someone save her and all this stuff, and then the next day it got memory hold and I was like, did you hear what Trump said?
Yeah.
Like, I have no fucking...
Everyone forgot. But she'll come up on my feed every once in a while, and it's just wild because she looks totally dead in the eyes kind of thing. And it's like, this could be the next sort of Amanda Bynes type situation where she's just a young person who like
Okay, well, speaking of that, because I watched that documentary, and there's a new one on Netflix called Untold, The Liver King, right? You guys know The Liver King?
Yeah, the scam artist or
Yeah. So do you not know So The Liver King is this like middle-aged Viking-looking dude who like lives in the woods with his wife and kids, and he got famous by eating raw liver and raw meat and saying that that's all his family's going to do from now on. He's jacked. He looks like a 300 dude. Like he looks like a Gears of War. Like he looks really,
like the guy who would eat liver.
He does. Yeah, he looks like he like wants to look like a Viking, and he does look like a Viking, right? So I'm watching this doc, and it's Untold, The Liver King, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be an expose on this guy. We're going to learn some things, and immediately it's like, oh, I didn't know his kids were involved, and now his kids have nicknames, like he's the Liver King, and then it's like the Liver Prince, or I don't know, whatever. They all have dumb names. All they eat is like testicles. I'm not exaggerating.
Whoa.
I never saw, there's like weeks of footage of them. No one ever ate an apple. I never saw someone have a bite of rice, like literally chunks of weird parts of meat. And he's like, yeah, I like to live like how the cavemen lived. And then he uses a semi-automatic rifle to kill like a domesticated cow. And they go like rip its head off. And I'm like, wait a minute. This doesn't seem
you're not bow and arrow.
No.
You're not Rambo.
No, not at all,
You're not living off the land.
No.
You're using regular... you're trying to be old school here, and you have an AK-47.
Yeah. And as the doc went on, I'm like, oh, this is going to be another Ruby Frankie or Piper thing, and we're going to learn that these kids are like, because he's just forcing them to be social media stars just by proxy, right? Like his life is being displayed, so that means his kids are going to be displayed. And then I realized like halfway through the doc, there's no critique of him yet. And all the like guys, when you start a documentary, there's like a trailer for what you're going to see. And people were like, and then he posted his new video. And we were like, what the fuck is going on? Right. It like cuts to that guy later in the interview. And he's just talking about how they got a bunch of followers. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is like produced by the Liver King. And so I realized I'm just watching a commercial for the Liver King. There's tons of places you could chime in. There's like one of his sons is like, yeah, we don't use cell phones because of the radiation. He's sitting in the sun with no sunscreen on as the biggest ball of radiation in our galaxy. It's just like making his face like blister. And he's like, yeah, we can't be using phones.
Right. Like, he drives off in a Bugatti and she's going by McDonald's type.
Oh my God. The amount of G-Wagons this fucking guy has.
They catch him at a McDonald's. He's that kind of guy. But
isn't the weird irony that these sort of people hate electric vehicles, but they're like, you have to be in the sun. The sun is like, no sunscreen, be in the sun all day. And it's like, shouldn't you love solar panels more than anyone else on Earth?
I hate all those people, man, telling you, I hate all the self-help people or the motivational people. Yeah. Now, like I just, something about them I gotta...
Our old
like,
boss
man, don't give me good advice.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't like good advice. I don't especially from from those guys. I hate that.
Well, like before being I give you advice became like a way you could be a billionaire on social media. The people doing it were just like people I bartended with who would like repost slogans they've heard, and I'd be like, you're the biggest fucking mess of anyone who works here. And they'd always be the ones who are like, before making any decision, ask yourself, would your hero do this? And I'm like, you were doing coke at 8 a.m. yesterday. Like, what are you talking about?
But the bartender would give the best advice though. For some reason, that's how fucked up everyone is.
Yeah, you go heading to Cheers and
Yeah,
don't wind up like Norm here. He made all the wrong choices.
Yeah, I know. Especially the like social media girls who are doing like dry brushing to flush out all the toxins. I'm like, you inject neurotoxins into your face intentionally. Like, it's not like someone is telling you a Botox is not a toxin. It's in the name.
Yeah, the selective finger wagging is very funny.
It's so funny.
What is dry brushing again?
Oh my God. To me, it's the most ridiculous social media trend.
Do you know what this is, Dino?
No.
It's like, it looks like a horse brush. brush. Like it's like a big bristle brush, and you brush your skin, and it's meant to like increase lymphatic drainage. But like every actual like traditional practicer of lymphatic drainage has been like, yeah, it relieves it temporarily, I guess. Like no one online has been like, this is a great idea. Everyone's like, anything you're getting is like in that moment. It's not going to have any long-term effect.
Okay.
But people do it religiously, like every single morning, like a horse. They brush themselves out.
Sounds bad for the skin.
Yeah, and also like people are very loosey-goosey with like lymphatic drainage stuff. Like, you know, if you push things into your lymph nodes, that can be also kind of dangerous. Like,
Right.
So
yeah, that's the whole world.
people swear by it.
Girls are into weird. What's some other weird girl shit?
Oh gosh, I mean, like ice rolling was big for a long time, like freezing things to put on your face, and like you again rolling it into different spots. There's so many. Castor oil in your belly button, and then you put a patch over it. That's when I know like multiple girls personally who do that.
Castor oil in your belly button? Then
Yeah, and then
what's
you put
that
a patch
supposed
over
to
top.
do for you?
Decrease bloating, supposedly. Apparently it works. Like I don't know. I don't really have that issue, but apparently that's like a thing.
I know what buccal fat removal is. Do you remember that, Dino?
No.
That was big a year or two ago.
Yeah, buccal fat removal
What's
and
that? Where they take
bluffing.
the fat that's like naturally in your cheeks, they take it out, right?
Yeah, same with like eye bluffing. So they remove the, I might be mispronouncing that, but they get rid of the skin under your eyes. That's why Amanda Bynes has that really like, flat looking on her face. It's they've like removed
Bynes
all
catching
of the skin.
strays on the pot today.
I love Amanda Bynes. I feel awful for that poor human.
Yeah, poor Amanda.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope she ends up fine. She wants to get her like nail tech certificate. And I'm like, imagine
That's the
walking
last-
in to get your nails done, and it's freaking Amanda Bynes is the
be so
person doing
cool.
it. I
Dude,
would lose my mind.
I'm lining
I
up for
like-
mani pedis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like Britney Spears. I like her now even more than before.
Oh yeah.
I like Loose.
What's new with her now? Is she?
She's just lit, man. She's
Yeah.
just living her.
Vibing.
She's
Yeah.
just vibing. That's
The
it.
dancing?
She danced.
The high
the
angle
knives.
dancing?
Yeah,
The
high angle-
knives?
I like her cooking right now, man.
I like Cirque du Soleil Britney
I like
too.
free Britney. Everyone always wants to try to control Britney and all these. Someone asked about her. She's fine.
She's
not
A-okay.
only she's fine. She's finally. Yeah, you know. I think we're so used to the image of the person we were sold at the beginning. Who's
Yeah.
to say that was them?
Right.
Who's
Yeah.
to say Amanda Bynes was? She was talented. She's talented. You know. But this person is like, hey man, this is Britney Spears especially.
Right.
She didn't even know who she was.
She was always
Yeah.
knife dancing Britney. We just thought of her as "Hit Me One More Time"
Exactly.
Britney.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
possible.
the great Amanda Bynes esthetician is how we always should have known her,
maybe
right?
that's gonna be when she fully gets in her.
Be like, hey, did you know that
Yeah.
that great famous esthetician acted at one point as well?
Yeah.
Like that's
But it's also like people realizing that celebrities aren't like immune to what happens with like extreme drug use, and like the same thing we see on the downtown east side. Like that could happen hypothetically to anyone. Just because they're famous doesn't mean the brain effects aren't going to be the same.
Oh, they're
like
probably gonna be
your
more-
brain is still
more
going to shut
exacerbated.
down. Like that's what happens.
Yeah,
like, it's,
yeah.
Well,
You
I
know?
mean, the worst drug of all is the fame.
Mm-hmm.
So those drugs don't. Why those drugs? People who live inside do drugs.
Yeah.
There's people who do drugs so much that they can't live inside anymore.
Totally.
And they're outside. But there's a bunch of indoor people who do drugs. But
Yeah.
the fame,
yeah.
that
That's
level
wild.
would make anybody go crazy. Then you add the drugs, and you're like to cope.
Totally. Well, we were talking about like before we started potting, we were talking about Blake Lively and like her. It's interesting, I think, now how many celebrities we've seen like who were ultra famous kind of go through something that completely changed their public perception. Like Kanye is a great example. Went from being like arguably one of the most talented artists of our time to now everyone's like, oh, he's just either really crazy or really sick. And like no one quite knows what's going on there. Like he did irreparable damage to his reputation.
Yeah.
And like now even like my friends who all teach fitness classes, they can't put Kanye music on anymore. Like that's a hard no. Even with trivia stuff, like people aren't thrilled if Kanye songs
He's
included.
still on the playlist, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, people
forgot
see
about
him
that
as like really problematic. Like he's up there with like Michael Jackson in terms of like being problematic, and like Diddy even. So you know what? It's sort of like there's so many. I wonder if the younger generation of celebrities is going to learn anything from this and be like, I can completely negate all of the amazing things I do as an artist by doing this, by like becoming crazy, and then your entire reputation is gone.
Maybe.
You know what? Yeah. But I think everybody deserves their day in court.
That's true.
And there's a difference from Michael Jackson and Diddy. There's a difference from you can unless you pay attention and give that person their fair share.
Totally.
You could get told we're in a different era now where artists can talk for themselves through tweets yay. Back then, before then, we were told about a person. So we were told about Michael Jackson. Totally. We were who didn't get found guilty of anything. He had a settlement, but he didn't get found guilty of nothing. But we were told, oh, he's crazy. We were told, Britney, she's crazy. She's crazy. So it's happening with Bieber right now, where we're seeing, he looks bad, and then they go, yeah, he's down bad. So how much power the media has over saying, hey, we wanted this person to look crazy, then now we're like, oh, they went crazy back. That word.
I remember
that's
when I just heard this Cat Williams interview. I think it was Cat. I mean, all he does is do interviews now and create smoke. But he was talking about how when Chappelle left season 3 of Chappelle's show, and like me and my friends loved Chappelle, and we grew up loving Dave Chappelle. And then all of a sudden, all we heard was that he went crazy and like left the country. Right. And then Cat Williams in this interview was saying that that's like basically what Comedy Central like said to Chappelle or whatever. He's like, when he pulled out of the show, they were so mad at him. They're like, we're just gonna say you lost your fucking mind. And then and I was like, that is the only thing that we heard, because there was no like Dave couldn't go on Twitter or you know what I mean? You just kind of didn't hear from him for a while. As was his design. I think he probably wanted some free time. But yeah, you're right. It's like if you were on the cover of Us Weekly and you're just getting groceries and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I guess that's what's going on with Alec Baldwin this week. Maybe bad example.
Yeah. Or it would just be like, it would only be paparazzi photos that told the story. There was no like, none of there. It would just be like, look how bad this person looks today. When like,
I've never liked Bieber more than right now, dude. The shit he's doing.
He's hanging out. He's hanging out at the comedy stores all the time. Yeah, he loves comedy. Really? Yeah, and he was with my buddy Amir K.
Oh, cool.
Like he's a regular at the store, so then he's in the photo, in the stories, and he looked like a little Mexican. Bieber, yeah, he looked like he was he'd been in with the essays or something. He looked
Top
cool.
button.
Just not just like beanie, like a tank, like I don't know if he had his style though. It looked like he was in the streets in a cool way.
Right,
that's what I'm saying, in a cool way. He didn't look. It was like, man, Bieber is
Haley's dressing him cool.
He's not. He's doing his own thing, man. Yeah. I don't think he's getting dressed by Bieber's. People don't give Bieber his. I don't know how to say it, man. It's like I think people play Bieber a lot.
He has some flowers.
He's hilarious. Like the things where he actually what was it? He hosted a roast or something that was hilarious.
Yeah, he was good at roast.
Karaoke, hilarious. Like amazing comedic timing. Like he's funny.
Yeah, he's funny and he's hella talented. Yeah, like he could get into a room full of any artist and cook and hold his.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like as far as real talent, not just thrown in there, not just serviceable like Blake Lively, not just a serviceable actor. Not a serviceable actor. It's
IMDb trivia. Who was once described as
and I used to like I thought Bieber that baby kid, that guy with that guy, who's that guy? That's a cupcake shit in my head. But then my girl, she likes Bieber, so through the years I said, man, who is this? And then I said, this Bieber, okay. Yeah, he was cooking like that. He did that Despacito.
Yeah, that slaps.
He got into different bags. I said, this guy actually has some shit to his game. And then I seen Hollywood tell us that he's crazy, and then tell us he's great. Like I said, something's up with this guy. Like that, and he's not always. He does his lives, and I don't follow him, but he's not doing a bunch of interviews and stuff. But then I saw a montage of when he first started popping. He's 15, 16, and all these women, these old, just rapists, grabbing them, kissing them, smelling them, pink. grabbing his ass
Yeah.
during an award. If a man did that, it'd be a Me Too.
Totally.
So you see a kid like that see the industry, what it's doing to him, and I root for him.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
But also, like, I think we've all had those days where you look at in the morning and like see your outfit and how you look, and you're like, if I was famous and the paparazzi got this, they would use this photo as evidence that my life was coming apart. That's just like
That's a fact.
And I often love my looks. Like I put some on my story the other day. I'm like, I look like if Jeff Bridges and the Dude had like no charming style. Like if it was just like there wasn't anything cool about him at all. And I'm like, I gotta let this moment shine just for a little minute because I look fucked up. Should we do a top 5 asshole names? Okay,
Let's
folks.
get into it.
This one, I want to preface this by saying I know people whose name I'm going to say doesn't mean that it's them.
Yeah.
But these are top 5 names
important-
that
I got a
men
bathroom
have.
break.
Oh yeah,
Bathroom break.
let's pause it.
Bathroom
Hold
break.
on a sec. We will pause. How do I pause? How do I? And we're back, folks. We got this week top 5 asshole names for guys. The likelihood of you being an asshole if this is your name, perhaps higher than usual. We'll start with Natalie, and your number 1 will be the biggest asshole. So we'll start from your least asshole to your first asshole. Hold on, I got to... There we go. Top 5 asshole names for men. Natalie, what's your number 5?
Trevor.
Trevor.
It's just I don't know. You know your kid's going to be a little bit of a wiener if you name him Trevor.
Okay. We got a little bit of a shit in Trevor. Okay. Top 5 asshole names for men. Dino, your number 5.
Number 5, Brock.
Brock.
Yeah.
Brock is his dad is a wrestler, taught him wrestling. He's a
right.
wrestler.
Yeah.
He wants to fight.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
looking to
He
fight.
goes to the bar to fight. Yeah.
looking to fight.
Brock will
Hella
swing
strong.
first.
Yeah. He's a real asshole.
Brock's an asshole. Top 5 asshole names for guys. I got Gavin. I think a dude named Gavin might
Interesting.
upset you at a party. You'll come home and be like, "What? Who was that fucking guy who wouldn't shut up about politics all night?" It was Gavin. So I'm going to go with Gavin for my number 5.
Yeah.
Apologies to the one guy named Gavin I know is a nice dude. I'm sorry.
My good friend his name is Gavin.
Yeah.
and he's definitely could be an asshole.
Yeah.
but not to me. But
Right.
yeah,
He's got it in him.
He's got it. Yeah,
He's our
He's got
asshole.
it in to rub somebody the wrong way.
He's my Donald. Yeah.
He wants.
Okay. Top 5 asshole names for guys. Number 4, Natalie, what's an asshole name?
Trent.
Trent. We got 2 TR names back to back. Trent
Yeah.
and Trevor. 2 Trey names back to back.
Have you ever met a normal Trent?
I don't think I've even ever met a Trent.
Really?
Yeah.
I know a great Trent.
Really?
He's a good dude.
He's
Shocks
one of my
me.
favorite guys.
Wow.
I
Well,
know.
sorry to your friend Trent. He's got a douchebag name.
Apologies to Trent.
Yeah.
There's a lot of 15 people are about to catch serious
Like
strays
Trent
on
has
this.
a tarantula. I think of the kid from Home Alone, the brother.
Oh, right. Like Trent
Buzz,
has
yeah.
weird bugs as
Yeah, like
pets.
Trent is just a kid with spiky hair. He was like, "You're not my mom."
Right.
Like that's Trent.
Yeah, he wears like a dog leash collar.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
yeah. He's a
Knuckle
punk.
harnesses. Yeah, he sucks.
He's like a bad guy in a kids movie in the 80s, like the bully who will beat your ass.
But
Yeah.
he's hella like skinny though. He's not even.
Yeah.
He's not
Yeah,
even
a
like why.
fat guy
Why
could
are you
never be
letting this guy bully me? He's like looks like he's not Brock.
Yeah,
Brock,
he's no Brock, yeah.
gets beat up by his parents. That's why he has a
Yeah.
he has a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brock's
I don't
dad
want to
is a
just throw that
cop.
on. Yeah, I don't want to
He's-
just put that on
Totally.
Brock. That's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
his fault.
Totally.
Yeah, Trent
But
is.
Trent's just on his. Yeah, he just.
Trent has no male authority figure in his life at all.
He's,
Yeah.
and he's
raised by
seeking
all-
one.
all
Poor
women.
Trent.
Poor
Asshole guy names 4 for Dino.
I'm gonna go with Kevin.
Kevin.
Now
Interesting.
again, I know.
Wow, I think we have to dive in here.
Yeah, Kevin's.
I gotta first say my one of my dearest friends is a Kevin, but it's E, 2 E's.
Wait a minute. How do you spell it?
Keven.
Oh, Kevin.
That's Kevin.
Kevin.
I've been calling him Kevin this whole time. Sometimes
Kevin. So
Like the opposite of odd is.
maybe that's
Kevin,
why.
I think it has
right?
the 2. Nah, it does because he has the 2 dots over it. The way it's
okay.
the E. So it's Kevin.
So it's spelled
Right.
differently, so he can
And
get out of the
take
asshole.
It's Caven. Yeah.
Wes Craven. That's my friend.
Oh no! The master of horror is an asshole. No! Oh no! This is terrible news.
Well, Kevin Spacey. You know.
Yeah, it's
right.
true.
Yeah.
Historically, Kevins are not doing so hot.
Right. Kevin
Kevin
Durant. No, that's not.
Kevin Durant's an asshole. Yeah.
Right, okay,
He's the
sure.
biggest asshole.
Yeah.
He's such an asshole. He had a burner account. He's an NBA player and a champion because he got whatever. That's a whole nother thing. But he if he gets criticized, he has a burner account. Then he goes at anybody who criticizes his game.
Oh no!
Like if he had a bad
no.
game or something, and then
It's
somebody
like-
yeah, then he'll come and be like, well, hey man, you can't do it. You're not. What'd you ever do? And it's like, dude, Kevin, it's you.
Yeah.
Like, why are you?
Your username is Devin Carant. We cracked the code, you idiots.
Yeah. So yeah, Kevin's can go either way.
Yeah.
Top 5 asshole names for boys. Coming in at number 4, I'm so sorry, buddy, but I gotta say Johnny. Johnny is likely to be a fucking shithead, dude. Johnnies are good guys as well, but there's gotta be a ton of them who were also just scumbags. Not our Johnny,
Yeah.
not sweet Aussie Johnny. Love you, Johnny, but you also are in a group of named people who I think are bad boys.
But I think that's the same, like Danny, Billy, anything that's like a
Angels,
boy's name with Y after it is like, ooh, there's
I see
something
Danny's
there,
are just
you know?
sweetheart angels to me in my mind, I think. They can do no wrong.
There's a do no wrong
Danny
Danny.
DeVito, Danny McBride, we're all the bestest, aren't we?
Danny Zuko? I don't know. He was
Dan-
kind of a.
He had a
Danny
soft spot.
Elfman.
Danny Elfman?
That
That's
guy
right.
might be a creep.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a reason he
I don't
only
know, man.
works.
Keep my eye on.
Danny Darko? No, that's Donnie. Never mind.
Close
Just
enough.
kidding, yeah.
Damn, Donnies are catching strays. Okay. Top 5 asshole names. Number 3, Natalie.
So this one has a caveat, Ryan. So I saw a meme that's like, not every gay person you know is named Ryan, but every Ryan you know is gay. And I know like 10 gay Ryans. So I would
Yeah.
say you're either a jerk or you're gay if your
jerk
name is Ryan.
Or you're gay.
You're a jerk. Or you
yeah,
Now,
no,
how
all
many-
of the gay Ryans are the nicest Ryans.
So there's no gay jerks named Ryan.
No.
Well, there probably is, but you don't know any.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
all of my Ryans are very lovely. But all the males I know named Ryan who are straight and like, I don't know. I know a lot of like fuckboy Ryans. Like I
Okay.
know a lot of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm like
yeah.
disproportionate number.
Big
Yeah.
time.
I think
Ryan,
that-
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, case in
Ryan
point.
Reynolds.
Your
man.
close pal. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Top 5 asshole names. Number 3, Dino.
This one is a tough one for me because one of my favorite guys is named this, but also this is a bully. A bully in the 80s is Travis.
Yeah.
Oh, Travis. Yeah.
Yeah, Travis
Travis is
like,
problematic.
He's got a heart of gold, but he's gonna he's gonna end up in jail.
Yeah, misunderstood.
Yeah, he's gonna drop out.
Yeah, he has a dirt bike for some reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
start robbing banks or something. I don't know. But then I know a wrestler named Travis who's the best.
Okay.
The lady's choice.
Okay, the lady's choice. Travis.
Travis is like was driving when he was 12.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
Travis is the first dude with the mustache in junior high.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing a different thing.
TR names are really taking a hit.
Yeah.
Trent Travis. And
True.
okay, top 5 asshole guy names. Number 3. I got to go with Kyle. I got to throw Kyle in
Kyle.
there. Yeah, I know we got a Kevin so far. I got to shout out my friend Kevin. I also got to shout out my friend named Kyle. But Kyle's my buddy. His name's
I got a close
Kyle Frazier.
too.
He's my pal. But we both had a crush on our friend Ellie when we were kids, and we didn't want to compete over her, but we did want to entertain her. So we came up with an idea where we'd go to her house, ask if she was home, and by the time she came to the door, me and him were fighting for her honor. So this was his idea, and normally I'm the idiot who has like dumb ideas like this, and I'm like, you want to stage a physical fight just to see who she'll pick? And I said yes because I'm stupid, and so we went and did that, and like basically we were just manipulating our friend Ellie into having this like choice to make. Like she had to break up the fight, which wasn't really a fight, but that was all Kyle. And so I think I'm on his side. This is my friend, so who knows who, if he's aiming his demented ways towards you. But yeah, that's the Kyle.
Yeah, you and Kyle put in work together.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys put in work together.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that, actually. It's my earliest, best work. Yeah.
That's good.
That's how I knew I want to get into stunts. Okay, top 5 asshole names. We're getting into the dirty bastards now. We got our top 2. Natalie, who's your runner-up asshole name?
So this one's tough because it's not necessarily like asshole, like whatever in the traditional sense. But when you name your kid Phil, what are you expecting? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, have you ever met a Phil that's like who's neutral? Like, never. Phil is either like Phil Dunphy, like goofy, or like a serial killer.
It's
like,
a strong personality.
Yeah, like there's no normal Phil.
I've only met beloved Phils. I know 2 Phils.
Okay.
And they're both like stepdads.
Oh,
They got stepdad
energy.
Well, and
Phil
then you got
Dunphy
well,
energy.
yeah,
Good stepdad? Like dad who stepped
good
up?
yeah, like big, like big brother, a coach in a little league, but they don't have kids.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like kind of really nice guy, and then Uncle Phil,
Uncle
Fresh
Phil.
Prince.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I can't. For my feels, I know some good feels.
Yeah, maybe you're changing my opinion on Phil's.
I'm just
Now I'm like, oh yeah, like Phil's a guy you can rely on.
You know what I'll say?
Philip is.
Oh yeah, the Philip is not good.
Philip feels worse than a Phil to me.
Yeah, that's like
you know?
Prince Philip
Like,
kind of vibe.
This is my friend
Prince.
Philip. I'm like, oh,
Philip is spoiled.
Yeah.
He's spoiled, but Phil's a good guy, man. I don't know, man.
I got a friend named Phil Bull.
You heard it here first. Phil's are on the good list.
Yeah. Shout out to my friend Phil. All the Phils in my world are gems.
Not to hate on your shitty Phil though. Don't get me wrong.
No,
That
there
guy-
will be
He'll have his
contention.
day.
Yeah,
It's
There
all right.
will be
That guy's a
contention.
fucking scumbag.
I feel like someone's gonna have a problem with my number 1. But anyway, top 5 asshole guy names. Dino, your runner-up number 2.
My runner-up is this is tough for me because I was like, I don't even know if people use this name anymore, but Benedict. That guy seems like an asshole. I've never heard of Benedict.
Yeah.
But that guy seems like a
One
fucking
guy
jerk.
comes to mind right away. One British guy. Okay.
Right, I think
Make
across
your
the board.
case.
I think across the board. Unless Benedict Cumberbatch is a great
Cumberbun.
unless he's the salt of the earth. He better be great because
Because that name feels like an asshole to you.
It feels like
because you probably don't know any Benedicts, right?
I don't know any Benedict, but it seems like just a turncoat.
The antenna's up. Turncoat.
He's a turncoat.
Yeah, for sure. If your name's Benedict, you often wear coats with flappy tails on the back of your coat. That's
You're not to be trusted.
yeah,
You have no loyalty.
yeah. That's right. Your loyalty goes where the wind blows.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it, and I like that we got some 18th century names. In
Yeah,
here
I'm
as
glad
well.
that got in there.
Judas is my number one.
That was my debate. That's why I was like, is
Right.
it Judas or
Yeah.
I
It was
like it.
that was
We got to
next
do
one.
bad girl names too next time.
Next time,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like top 10 smoking in the boys' room girls kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Oh,
But
yeah.
okay, top 5 asshole names for boys. My runner-up is Blake. Blake. I think Blake steals booze from your parents' liquor cabinet and you get blamed for it because you know he will lie better than you. So you might as well just take the fall. I think Blake convinces you to smoke weed for the first time and there's actually something else in the weed and Blake thinks that's funny. This is a Blake to me. This is what I feel when I hear Blake. Blake wants to be a crypto bro really badly, but isn't smart enough to figure out the markets. Yeah. This is what Blake feels like in my heart.
I have 2 Blakes in my life. Both work in finance, so I just act on
Okay,
that.
I'm cooking.
One is great. The other is absolutely terrible.
That's a 50%
So, like, that's
Blake
good.
sucks
you're in
rate.
But they're both like finance bros, both
Mm-hmm.
like probably what you would mentally picture when you hear the name Blake. Like in terms
Right.
of aesthetic, you nailed it.
Blake will also, sorry, go on, Dino.
No. You
I was just going to say, Blake will also commit a great male social faux pas where he explains in great detail his sexual conquests to other men, which is my most hated male trait of all
Disgusting.
time.
Mm.
Yeah,
The worst
it is
of all.
grotesque When a guy tells you about a time he fucked.
It feels like, that there should be an HR for men for that.
Yes.
Like where we could like...
Girls don't do that ever.
I know.
Like ever.
Well, yeah,
not to that extent anyway. I feel like when girls share sex stories, it's like a funny thing that happened.
Yeah, or it's like you'll never guess what this idiot did. Like it's like that
or they'll
kind of
give
thing.
a look or a face like, did he knock it out the bottom? It's like, or was it big wee? They'll do a face. Yeah, they'll do a face. Yeah,
suddenly you're communicating with glances only.
Yeah, totally.
I'd imagine that's how they do. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, even Blake across the board, even the female Blakes are off-putting. I'm not gonna say they're the worst.
Well, who could you mean? Dude? Whoever could Dino be talking
Blake
about?
spans genders.
In general.
Oh my goodness. Okay, and now, folks, we have come to top 5 asshole guy names. Natalie, you're number 1.
Brett.
Oh! Get him out of here! He stinks!
But what's funny about it is I had / Brock / Brent
Dino just
/
fainted.
Brad / Brody. I had every BR combination.
Wait, say them all again.
I had Brett / Brent / Brock / Brad / Brody.
Brock's back.
BR is an automatic no.
Yeah,
Damn, I felt that. Ew, in my stomach when he said Brett.
Yeah.
Buddy. That is good.
That was the best one for me.
I feel like I need to get my teeth clean just saying the name Brett. Ew. Brett. And there's all these
I gotta
videos.
go drink some coffee,
Yeah.
smoke a cigarette to get a different bad taste. I need another. I can't go to good clean taste now. Water won't wash that down.
Yeah,
I
you
need a
toilet
cigarette.
water.
Yeah. I don't even.
The worst Gatorade flavor, stat.
Yeah.
All these videos come up on my feed of pro wrestling stuff, and Bret Hart comes up a lot. And Bret Hart is one of the bitterest men in sports entertainment, dude. He is never in a good mood.
He's a tough one too because he's such a solid guy, but he's kind of a curmudgeon. But he's cool. But he's like still.
And he's earned his
the man.
curmudgeonness.
He's the hit man.
Yeah.
So I got a photo with him. He used to go to the Comedy Store when Rowdy Piper was doing.
Oh shit!
I performed with Rowdy.
What?
Yeah, man. He just they get into comedy when everything else is dried up.
Yeah, and Mick Foley's doing comedy.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I mean, they're welcome, man. And Brett was there, and it was like, yo, the hit man. He was cool. I'm not talking shit about Brett, but he doesn't seem to enjoy life the way that
he's not happy.
I would like to see him happy.
Right.
A millionaire athlete who's like a Canadian hero should be.
You want to
dude.
expect more. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like him to be.
He's
I
been
wish him more
fucked
happy
over though. He has been.
But I want him to let it go.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Not that those people shouldn't be.
His hair would
held
turn jet
accountable.
black again instantly if he just went to therapy twice. Like he's so.
Yeah, we know about the Montreal screw job.
Yeah.
We're on your side,
Buddy, that was
man.
93.
Yeah,
Get over it.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good with us,
Yes.
man.
We miss Owen too, but like I want you to go on vacation and
Yeah, nah, he's a legend, man.
take a bite out of life and let the juices
Brett, but
drip
that
down
name,
your
though,
chin.
that name besides him is a
It's
a tough one.
Talk about the
sell.
worst guy in crypto, Brett. Ooh.
Ew.
Trusting
Brett's got roofie coin he's trying to get you to buy in on. Okay, top 5 asshole names for men. Dino 1.
This all roads lead to Adolf.
Wow, I feel bad about my number 1 now.
That's a perfect answer.
Oh, Jesus.
All roads
These are the last one. You know, worst asshole.
Yeah, it's true.
It's the most. You can't.
True.
And this is the crazy thing. Obviously, what he did was not cool. What he did was outline.
apt
This goes
description.
without saying. Look. But there was other people who've killed more of their own. There are other people who've done numbers.
Right.
Like 20, 30 million.
Yeah.
And you don't know their first name.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Adolf is really the first name that took the world by storm.
Yeah, it was like Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points in the game that no one saw.
Right.
You know what I mean? But everyone's like, Jordan's the best.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
because
it's true. The
he
first
put up
names.
numbers that he averaged, 50 points a season.
Yeah.
In a season.
And
It
they
was like,
retired the jersey. You haven't met an Adolf since then. No one
Yeah,
has-
literally, there are no Adolf.
until Kanye has another son. And, and then we think we can guess where that name's going. Well, Dino coming out of this one smelling like roses compared to me. Yeesh, tough to follow that. Dino should have gone last. Okay. Top 5 asshole names for men. Corey. I'm doing
okay.
Corey.
Corey.
Number 1.
okay.
Interesting.
There's
that-
trouble here. Corys can be funny, sweet boys, but I also think a Corey is the most likely person to light something you like on fire. I think Corey is into fire, and that's going to have a bad effect on your shit.
Nah. You're spitting right now because Corey is kind of like he could talk he could talk a teacher's assistant into giving him a blowjob. I feel like he slept with a teacher.
I know
Corey's
two
good-
Coreys who are both lovely, but they're super charming and super funny.
They're sociopaths. They're horny sociopaths.
You know, Cody is good. Cody's a good guy.
Cody's up
Yeah,
there.
Cody.
Yeah,
Cody's could be good guys though.
Yeah.
To me, Cody.
Yeah.
Cody
will-
I know a good guy, Cody.
Yeah.
But Corey is like.
Corey will not stick up for his brother if he's getting beaten up on. Cody will. Cody will step in and be like, hey, that's my brother. But Corey will be like, oh, man, you got your fucking ass kicked, idiot. Like, I'm telling mom
I
you
feel
look like
that's
a bitch
the name
at
of
school
a guy in a porno who sleeps with his stepmom. Like if they had names,
Yes.
you know what I mean? If it
Yeah.
was like
Corey.
if she's like, hey Corey,
I just
why are you
need my-
sick?
Yeah.
Why are you staying? Are you sick? Why are you missing school today? You have a fever? You know what I mean? And he's like, he's a grown man. And he's like, yeah, mom.
Yeah.
You know, I'm burning up or something. And then they,
Let
you know,
me feel your forehead. What is your hand doing down there, Corey? Yeah, Corey is your current girlfriend's biggest dating regret, or the guy she was so ashamed that she had a crush on, or like one day she goes on Facebook and she's like, guess who's in jail? It is Corey,
Corey
my first
updates.
crush from junior high. Yeah.
Wow. The name I'm surprised didn't make anyone's list, and only because I dated one for like 5 years, and every asshole in the
Wait,
movie has his name.
What letter does it start with? And I want to see if we can guess this name.
T.
T.
It's the asshole in every
Tony.
character. No. Like anytime there's like a douchey
Oh,
next door
Tyler?
neighbor.
Tucker.
No.
Tyler?
Todd.
Todd.
Ugh.
Anytime there's like an evil next door neighbor, it's the name Todd. And like we used to joke about it because we'd go see movies, and no matter what, he could be like, he's going to be Todd. Like I know this character's name is going to be Todd. And sure
right.
enough, it was. Like even he's such a Todd is like an expression.
Yeah.
Right.
Todd's like
Yeah.
a toad. Like a toad.
Yeah.
A toad with a neck.
But the poor
one letter
guy,
away.
he was like, he's a lovely person, but he was like, I have the name of some, like people don't like my name. Like,
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Poor Todd. I asked Summer if she wanted to chat.
Chads could suck too, though.
oh yeah,
Chad?
Chad is also.
Oh
rough.
yeah, Chad's gonna be trouble. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chad's a 50-50. There's just some people who are like,
Chet,
hey, my buddy Chet is coming, and just the text alone, you're like, I might be out. Yeah, just give my ticket to someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Something feels
You know,
funny.
yeah. I was like, I don't know anyone's name. I didn't know what I was gonna do this episode because I never know people's
Yeah.
name.
Right.
You know, like so. I don't know who's gonna be there. I don't.
Oh
none of
right,
that.
you're
I
like
just get
Natalie is my number.
Who?
Yeah. I
Can
thought,
you imagine?
I thought you were somewhere. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
If you had a bad name, I totally wouldn't have came.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
If anyone's like Dino is mine, you're like, well, it's me or it's Dino Stampalopoulos or whatever his name. Like, there's so few options. It's probably you. I asked Summer what hers were, and she said J names are notoriously shitty men according to the internet, but she threw out a Jake real fast.
Oh, yeah.
And Dylan is a good one, she said too, which I know some
Dylan,
sweet
okay.
Dylans personally, but then she said Kyle, and I knew Kyle belonged in my list. So
Fair.
yeah.
Yeah, fair.
A lot of dishonorable mentions. We've dishonorably discharged you from the baby name book.
Absolutely.
People are going back to like sort of semi. You were telling me about some wild baby names of friends that you have the other day, Natalie.
Yeah.
I think people are going back to like semi-chill baby names now. There was a period of time Gwyneth Paltrow started with Apple, naming her kid Apple.
Yeah.
I remember that being the first time I was like, North, Northwest. I mean, if his last name wasn't West, that kid would not be named North. Yeah, he did it for the pun. Unfortunately, Adolf West is not going to sound as clever, I don't think, during attendance at school. Yeah.
Yeah, my guy's name is Hendrix.
That's so cool.
Hendrix is a good name.
That's a good name. I like that.
I like names that are clearly like associated with like one pretty damn cool person,
Yeah.
because no one's naming their kid Hendrix, who's like 5 years later, be like, people keep telling me to look up this musician,
Right,
like,
they just have no idea
Yeah.
where it comes from. So
Yeah, my friend just named her baby Redford. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah,
I like
I do
Redford.
like
yeah, it's got a
that.
good association. It's cute. He goes by Red. And he's a little baby, so it's like
Red,
like
Red is
big
a
Red.
great shorthand
Yeah,
for
super
that.
cute. Hey, or Ford is when he gets older. Like he can go by either.
Yeah.
But yeah, super cute.
yeah, my wife said someone who went to high school with her had a kid after we did and named the kid Hendrix, and it's like
Steelers.
kid's white. Well, what are you doing with that? Like, you know you got it from
Less cool.
You know you got
Yeah.
it from. You not that you can't use it. But you know you got it from.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we just
Yeah.
really like the
Sure.
gin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
We're just alcoholics. Or there's
Well,
some
that kid
Jameson.
better have alcohol fetal syndrome. Man.
Or else. Yeah. You need a
Prove
new
how much
person.
you like it. Yeah.
Wow, what a threat. That's incredible. Almost got to go out on that. Anything else, kids?
Hey man, good to chat with you guys.
Yeah, this was great.
It's been real.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you as well. I've heard your voice many times. It was nice to put a face to a podcast.
And he's been like, hey, I want to get my friend there, and I'm like, hey, well, I trust your judgment. I just didn't want to, say anything too, offensive because you don't know what.
Fast forward 2 weeks from now on a podcast with someone else. He was like, I was on with Natalie. And God, she was lame.
No, I thought the opposite. Be like, yeah, I would. I felt unsafe by what he said. It's so toxic. It was like some men. I have to watch. And I'm okay with that. I have to watch. You got to know who's in the room.
It's okay. This is my third day in a row of hanging out with Danny. I think
I
I'm
watered
totally
down my
insensitive at this
personality
point.
for like 2 weeks around Natalie, and then I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm a piece of shit. You're just gonna have to like be my friend or not.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly.
And then it turns out Natalie's a piece of shit
Yeah,
too.
and then he
so
can meet you right
Man,
there.
we all are. Yeah,
we're all down in the dirt
good.
together.
That's good, man.
Us and the Coreys and the Adolfs.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not with the Adolfs.
Put ourselves in that.
Easy.
We're not that down low.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I would do a Benedict. I would end up if I had to.
I gotta tell you,
I'd betray someone.
That's almost a charming asshole name. You know what I mean? Like a rapscallion name.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Like a swashbuckler almost, but more of a bitch.
A charlatan or something.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
a ne'er-do-well.
Yeah, ne'er-do-well. Yeah, for sure. Benedict is a ne'er-do-well.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, if I have another one, he might be Benedict.
Yeah.
Like he might sue you.
I was gonna
he
say.
might grow up and sue me.
'Cause-
Like someone who would sue their own parents.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
You don't
yeah,
emancipate
Benedict, like,
very
oh,
early.
Good
That makes
move,
sense.
Benedict. Yeah. Wow.
The second you get money.
Yeah. He goes, yeah, man. It's like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I'm Benedict. That's it. Fair
He
enough.
matchstick mens you. He was never your son somehow. You're like, what? Benedict? What? I remember your mom giving birth. Oh, do you? And
Like the little Ukrainian midget who was said she was a kid.
I have no idea. What?
What's her name?
We got it next
Yeah.
time. We got to talk about that next
Okay.
time.
Yeah, this is going to be a deep dive.
Yeah.
Did
That's a
someone
good
do a
story.
Rachel
Yeah, that's-
You know that
Dolezal
story?
with a Rachel Dolezal, but with being an adult or with being a
Rachel
kid?
Dolezal's a hero in my book. I have a photo of her up in my wall. Yes.
Oh man, you guys together, like when you meet the president, that would be so cool. Those pictures. So explain now. When you meet Miss Dolezal, you're gonna bow once,
She's a good
only
woman.
bow at the waist. And,
Gave up a lot, man. She sacrificed a lot.
yeah, damn. Okay, well we'll do bad girl names next time,
Yeah.
and I will create a who got canceled for this, and I will explain a cancellation, and you guys can compete. first
Next
one to
time.
know
Oh, I
who got
love that.
canceled for it. Yeah, who was this person?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
love that. That's a great idea.
I think you guys will do great. I'll cherry pick I'll do some easy ones. And I was even looking at it today and I'm like, there's some. Paul Abdul will appear on the list at one point.
yeah,
I'm just
I
saying
know
that. Like,
about that.
Paul Abdul has a haunted recent past, which is
Really?
incredible.
Yeah.
No,
I know a little bit
Paula.
about
But Paul is a sweet. She seems sweet, but
Yeah.
I think it's just because she really likes wine, so she gets into trouble a lot. But
Yeah.
But my mom really likes wine, and she's not getting into trouble that much. But then again, she's a Linda, and we know that.
Yeah, Linda's,
can do no
they
wrong.
make the trouble.
They get the
They
pass.
don't get in trouble. They make the
Yeah.
trouble.
That's right. It's Linda's world, and we're just living in it. Okay, bye, kids.
Bye.